Greetings, everybody. This is Kari, and I am in my little garden here, and it's Palm Sunday, 2020. So first of all, when I think of Palm Sunday, I think of the prologue to the Canturbury Tales. The Canturbury Tales were written in Middle English by Geoffrey Chaucer, and I was asked by my wise high school teacher in the 80s, the early 80s, to memorize the prologue, up the first 18 lines. So I'm going to do that. I have it with me, so I'm not going to necessarily stand on my either my memory or my pronunciation. So, Juan that Abril with his shore sote, the drocht of March have perse to the rote, and badded every vein in switch liqueur, of which vertu engendered is the floor. Juan Zephyr-Seek, with his sweet breath, hath inspired every holt and heath. The tender croppes and the youngest son hath in the ram half course I run. En smal falles macken melodie, sleepen all the night with open eye. So pricket dem natur in her courages, van longen folk to gun pilgrimages. That first part is all about the new moon in April, the first moon in Aries, the ram, when the young sun has only gone half courses in the ram in Aries. And so this is building up to the full moon of Aries, which is, of course, Passover, and then the next Sunday after the full moon, after Equinox, is, of course, Easter. So then he says, the liquids, that the sap that rises during this time of year makes people want to go on pilgrimage. And it's true. It's very difficult not to go on pilgrimages, especially when you live in lands that are so holy and so full of potency. But you can always pilgrimage to the nature that is right outside your front door, or even if you have a little potted plant, you can nurture that in yourself. Go pilgrimage. When we think of pilgrimages or pilgrims in Old Norse, we might say, they are vandrestav, the pilgrims, staff-carrying pilgrims, Bolur ver vandrestav kona, the women of the staff-carrying women, we pilgrimaged as well. And in the gospel, the Christian gospel, it says that Jesus was coming to Jerusalem, and the buzz around him was so huge, and everybody turned out. And it reminds me of a song that we used to sing about Zacchaeus, who was a very small of stature man, and he wanted to see Jesus passing with his own eyes. So he climbed up into the sycamore tree, and I used to always climb up into the trees to ground and center myself and to see. So I liken it to the world tree, of course, in that. But it goes on to mention this. So it says, Van longen folk to gun on pilgrimages. And palmeres for to second strandes, the palmers, or that's another word for pilgrim, or the palm leaf bearers who want to go to strange lands to because they want to know those sundry lands, and especially from every shire's end of England to Canturbury they went. Every shire they went to England, to Canturbury. The holy blissful martyr for to sake, that they wanted to come to Canterbury, to the cathedral there on pilgrimage, to seek the relic of the holy blissful martyr. And that would have been Sir Thomas Becket, who is the holy blissful martyr murdered in Canterbury Cathedral in 1170. So he was considered saintly martyr. And it goes on, the last line that I was meant to memorize, that him hath holpen van that they were sick, that he helped people when they were sick. So in a lot of ways, this spring tradition of going to sanctuaries or holy places to seek healing, to seek the healing energy of the holy places and the holy personages. So that's sort of how I think of Jesus going on Palm Sunday, and I think of those verses. And then, of course, I think of the blessings. So I had the most delightful blessing exchange with my very dear Kummitati, my very dear Kummi, Frida. And so she teaches me, and it is my wish for you, whoever is listening to this video, that you should have a virvon, varvon, turex, tervix, tulevox, vodex. That by this pussy willow wisp, you shall have a fresh and healthy spring and be well in the coming year. This is my deep wish for you. And the children say Vitsasula and hand us the blessing stick. And then they say Påskkjäring, fill the bucket. Now I've blessed you, now you must pay me. So there it is. That is my Palm Sunday video cast and blessing for you, and tack ska du ha, and everyone be safe. All right, now I have to end this, but I can't quite see it. Yeah.